Hey guys, this is Locke. Today I'm going to do the 33rd floor of the tower. Um, so first of all, if you have Loartha, this floor will be really easy because she does missile damage and fire damage, which is really great for this floor. I do have a LB file Loartha, but I didn't want to use her because I want to show different ways of doing this. Um, I decided to go with Nevlu and Federica. I will talk about them in a little bit, but let me just talk about other comps you could do. You could do, for example, a dark team with Dwayne and use his Rising Twilight skill to reduce the dark resistance of all the enemies so that your other dark units would do a lot of damage. Um, and you can still keep using Rain as a tank, or you can. They mainly do magic damage. Wait, do they? Well, okay, I don't know if they do magic damage, but they mainly do slash damage. So if you have high slash resistance, you can negate a large portion of the damage. So that for me, what I'm actually using is so my strategy right now is to use Federica and Nevlu to to snipe, uh, especially the time mages that are kind of far away. But the real MVP in this battle right now is actually Miranda, because Miranda I'm running with Red Mage sub, and she has a ton of skills that are really useful. But just to point out what I'm doing here, I'm using Target because all of these guys have very high defenses. So by using Target, she will be able to penetrate more of their defenses for 3 turns. And because she already has been hasted, she will get her turn before any of those enemies get to move. And a second thing I want to point out is oftentimes my Frederica does more damage with the normal hit than with her skill. And the reason for that is because a normal hit does not have an element. See, she does 1300 damage with a normal hit, but she did something like 800 with a skill. So because any other element than fire has a high resistance, you might be doing a lot more damage just doing normal hits, like my Frederica is doing. So anyway, back to Miranda for a second. So Miranda is great because she has sleep and Esuna on her, as a red mage sub. Uh, these guys, a lot of them use like disable attacks. So Esuna becomes very useful for that. Um, and my big strategy here, my big brain strategy, is to keep using the hate scale on Rain while I keep healing Rain. And after all the enemies are clumped up, I'm going to move Rain out of the way and put Miranda where Rain is and use her LB to confuse a bunch of them at the same time. That's my big strategy because she has like 100% chance to confuse them. And when they're confused, they will hit each other and hit people, but they will do normal attacks and it won't be much damage. And while that happens, I will use that opportunity or any opportunity I get to snipe the time mages. So that strategy has worked out. Well, it works out for me. And unfortunately, one of my units die, but that's okay. I mean, you have 12 days. You don't need to finish this in one run. You don't need to finish this flawlessly. You don't really get anything for it besides, I guess, uh, I don't know. You can show off, I guess, by telling them, hey, look, I ranked high or something. But in terms of rewards, it doesn't really do anything for you. So like there's no shame in sending 3 different teams to wear everyone down and slowly kill them. But just as a overall strategy, this is one that worked. Uh, you know, keep Rain, um, you know, to take all the hits, and then switch him uh, with Miranda, and have Miranda cast her LB. Also, because my Nivlu has uh, Revitalize and a lot of her own um, AOE skills, I'm also using that to do a ton of damage as well. Another strategy that would like very easily work is using like say Nivlu and Luartha together or Luartha and Federica together, because Luartha will do so much damage to everybody here. Luartha also has a defense piercing as well, So she will be able to get through. She'll be able to pierce their defense. They have negative missile damage. They have negative fire damage. So I don't know if she can one shot them, but she will do a ton of damage. So here's where I try to switch out. So I'm moving Rain away. Might as well do some damage while I can, and move Rain away. And I'm hoping that I can move Miranda into that spot where Rain just was to cast her LB. I'm just hoping that nobody comes there while she's gone to to hit her. Sorry, that nobody comes in that spot, because if they do, then Miranda will have to uh, confuse my Rain and my Ayaka as well. So let's see how this goes. Um, yeah, that's okay. So somebody came in that spot, so that's too bad. Like, I'm looking at a balance of probabilities, and I'm thinking that even if I confuse my own Rain and Ayaka, I think that's probably a better thing to do than to waste this opportunity, because she'll be able to confuse five of them at the same time, and I can use my own units to get out of the confuse anyway. So that's what I decided, and I ended up going for it. Yeah, I was just thinking still, and then there, and now I'm going for it. Does little damage, but does a great status effect that interrupts them from charging forward. Miranda is also using the Vow of Love card on her as well. So the reason I did that is because when these guys are confused, I'd rather they normal attack my own Miranda than they normal attack each other. Because if they attack each other, they will remove the confuse from themselves, and I don't really want to do that. So that's the reason why I did that. So I'm trying to get confuse off of each other. So Rain doesn't do a lot of normal attack damage, so I'm hoping that if he normal attacks Ayaka, she will live, and also knock confuse off. Actually, I don't remember if that's what I did, or if I actually, yeah, that's what I did, because I didn't want to, although Fire Grab will do a lot of damage, I didn't want to remove confuse from 2 units, so that's why I thought the best thing to do at this point was to actually just to normal attack Ayaka and remove her confuse. So on the previous level, on level 32, I was talking as I was playing. This time I pre-recorded and then I'm talking over it. I think this, like, it's easier for me to pre-record and talk over it, because as I'm just trying out completely different strategies, sometimes I'm recording something and I'm talking, and then I realize the strategy isn't going to work, so then I have to start all over. So I decided I would just play. I would figure out a strategy that works, and then I would just record over it and say my thoughts. Um, yeah. So I mean, another strategy you can just do is just to you can probably beat the whole tower on auto if you have a lot of units. And you have 12 days, right? So if you have, say, like even 15 units, you can send 3 teams per floor at them, and you have 14 days. So you don't want to have to do one floor per day. You can do, like, you know like, even if you don't, even if it takes you 2 days to do one floor for some of the floors, you can still finish it. So try as much as you can to get as high as you can. At least try to get the level 40 reward. Um, and But I'm trying to show some tips and tricks of over, like, high level strategies that could work. Obviously, there are other strategies that you can use, which I pointed out, like, for example, using Luartha in a missile team, or just using a dark team. Um, or you can use an ice team with Rosa, Gilgamesh, and some other ice attackers, because Rosa will reduce the ice resistance, Gilgamesh can reduce the slash resistance, and I don't know, you can use like Agrius or something to do a lot of damage. So that could also work. So you just need some kind of strategy to work, and I'm trying to go for the strategy that's not the most popular, because that's what most people will go for. Um, so I hope it gives you some ideas on how to do this. My Aka died, but that's okay. Like I don't need a perfect score. I just want to show how to do this. As long as I can beat it within one round, uh, I'm thinking of using that as a video. That's pretty much my only goal. So another reason why Miranda is great is because she has sleep. So she has sleep, she has cure, she has confuse, she has Esuna. She doesn't do much damage, but that's okay. I have my two damage dealers, Nevlu and Federica, taking care of that. So that's why I think for me, for this strategy, Miranda was MVP. She was really good. Um, Without her, I don't know how else. I would probably need to bring another red mage, like for example Adelard or something. But he doesn't have that, like AOE confuse, so that really helped with this. So anyway, as you can see, this I'm gonna win this battle. So I'm not gonna talk for the next 2 minutes. You guys can watch this. Like there isn't much more for me to say. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you need more tips and tricks, be sure to keep watching my other videos on the other floors, and leave any comments if you have questions or you want to know other ideas on how to beat this. See you next time. This has been Locke.